I received my very first ARC. And if you want my reaction to receiving my first ever ARC, let's just roll the clip. I just got such an exciting package. I just got sent my first ARC from a publisher. Okay, this is from Macmillan Publishing, and I got my very first ARC. I am so excited. Okay, are we ready? Let me make sure my address is covered. This is David Rosenfelt's brand new book coming out in December, And to All a Good Bite. I am so excited for it. First of all, the cover, adorable. I love this. Look at that ARC sticker. Look at that ARC. I've never had an ARC before. This is so cool. Obviously, not for resale, not uncorrected proof, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. This is amazing. All my reading plans out the window. This is what I'm reading next. I'm so excited. The Andy Carpenter series is a lawyer courtroom type series where dogs are featured, as he is the owner of a dog rescue center, and he has a bunch of really cool cases. He hates actually being a lawyer and having to take on cases, so he only takes out 2 a year. So he has books that come out July and October. This is coming out in October, and I am so excited. I'll put the date that it actually comes out, and I will be reading this so soon and be posting a review because I am so excited that I got my very first ARC, and I cannot believe it. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta go reading because I gotta get reading because this is like the biggest book always on my TBR each year. I read his books when they come out every year. And I'm so excited. This is gonna be amazing. I cannot wait for the banter and the dogs. And I mean, look how many titles he's published. Like, this man just doesn't stop. And I'm so excited. So, I received And to All a Good Bite by David Rosenfelt. This is an advanced reader's copy from Minotaur Books, Macmillan Publishing. Thank you so much. It is on sale October 14th, and honestly, I cannot recommend this book enough. Now, I did get this book sent to me for free. All opinions are completely my own. I am not getting paid to say anything about this book. They just sent me the book. But I truly think that this is one of the best books in the David Rosenfelt Andy Carpenter series that we've had in a long time. Reluctant lawyer Andy Carpenter investigates a murder that left a dog stranded and to all a good bite, the latest Christmas mystery in David Rosenfelt's best-selling series. Reluctant lawyer Andy Carpenter can't wait for Christmas. He doesn't care much about the season unless it's football season. Andy's excited to finally relax and watch the games, but when there's a murder related to an old case in Paterson, New Jersey, Andy puts the games on pause. 2 years ago, a gas leak in an office building led to a tragic explosion that killed 7 people. Jeff Wheeler was there to pick up his girlfriend and ran into the building to help. All he heard was the barking of a dog, Rufus, and was able to save him. The pup was the sole survivor, and Jeff was named a hero. Initially, Rufus went to the Terror Foundation, since his owner had died in the accident, but Andy met Jeff and liked him, respecting his courage, and allowed him to adopt Rufus. Since then, Jeff and Rufus had formed an unbreakable bond. The accident never sat right with Jeff. He believed that one of the building owners was responsible for the tragedy. Now that the owner has been murdered and Jeff is arrested for the crime, Rufus is left with Jeff's sister, who begs Andy to take the case. Andy remembers Jeff's tremendous bravery and, with the lingering Christmas spirit, decides to help reunite the two. If you don't know anything about the Andy Carpenter series, I have discussed it multiple times on this channel, but this is a lawyer-type mystery. So, Andy Carpenter is a lawyer based in Paterson, New Jersey. He does not want to be a lawyer. He hates being a lawyer, and luckily, he's really rich, so he doesn't really have to take on cases. However, he does get pulled into cases twice a year, in July and October. He gets pulled into cases because he has a love for dogs, and all of the cases are linked to dogs in some way. So for this one, our main suspect are the person we're trying to prove is innocent, rescued a dog from a building with a gas leak. Typically, what we're doing with these cases that we're following, Andy's journey, investigating the case, figuring out his defense. We get to watch him in the courtroom. He's very respected in his field. He's a very good and esteemed lawyer, but at the same time, he's very sarcastic. He knows how to push buttons, and judges and prosecutors, especially, do not like him. And he's a defense attorney, so cops don't like him, even though his best friend is a cop. Um, and sometimes he doesn't play by the rules. He has on his team, Sam is one of my favorite characters in these books. He is he's an accountant by day, but a hacker by night, and is able to get a bunch of information that they are able to legally obtain, but he's able to get it a lot faster. Um, and he spends his nights hacking for Andy to get information for different cases. I truly love these books, and I felt that in the last couple that we had in the series, you could read them in any order. They honestly explain enough that they can be all standalone, but it is fun to read them. I jump around the series. I don't actually read them in order. Overall, I've been struggling a bit with some of his books because he's been introduced. David Rosenfelt has been introducing these bigger mysteries alongside what the actual case is, and I feel like some of them have been a little too far fetched. Um, he's been pulling in characters from the CIA, from FBI, and this little small town murder suddenly becomes things like if if Andy just suddenly didn't take this case and he wasn't the only one who could do this investigation, we would, for example, have another 9/11. Now, I think that's incredibly dramatic. And while I do love drama and that kind of high stakes once in a while, I think that we've had quite a few Andy Carpenters that have been following that pattern. This, however, I think is very plausible. The entire time, I just felt like I got it. Like I was down for this entire mystery. I was down for everything that was happening. And I truly loved how this played out and how this came to be. Obviously no spoilers, but I truly think this is his best work in quite a while. And I cannot recommend this book enough. Does come out really, really soon. Comes out, I think we only have like 2 weeks until it comes out. This would be a great like palate cleanser while reading like a bunch of Christmas books. Between all like Christmas romances, just add like a little touch of murder and cute dogs. I mean, is there anything better? All that being said, I just cannot recommend this book enough. I cannot express my gratitude enough for actually being sent an arc. Um, Never thought that that would be a thing, that I just suddenly have a copy of a book a couple weeks early. Insane. Um, I still am not over that fact, and I'm still not over the fact of how much like this little community that I've been building has allowed me to do things like this. So thank you to all of you watching, because I would not have been able to get this otherwise. 1,000% would recommend this book, and you should definitely check it out come October 12th. I'm still thinking about this book and what's happening, and God, the plot twist in this book, I really didn't see it coming. I feel like I am really good at seeing where like mysteries are gonna go. I've read a lot of cozy mysteries, so, and this is like, I would say, cozy adjacent. So I'm pretty good at clocking people, but I didn't see it. So, and to all, a good bite by David Rosenfelt. Go check this one out.